Hello. Am I live yet? Somebody tell me. Am I live yet? Ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why. I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Now I can see that we're falling apart from the way that we used to be. Yeah, no matter the distance, I want you to know that deep down inside of me, I cannot see myself on the TikTok. What's going on? Oh, there we go. Finally. Friends, I can't see myself. It's crazy. Well, hello. Here we are together again. It's so interesting. How are you all? Today I actually showed up in PJs. So that's exciting, isn't it? I'm trying to see if I show up on the app. Okay. Now I'm showing up on the app. Oh, there are 4 people here. Hi. Oh, Zanita, Kiera. Oh, hi. I am all right. I was trying to check the sound. April, what's up? How are you? Zanita and April, how y'all doing? I wanted to come on my reading account and then send the link to you, April, because I know sometimes it doesn't make it through, right? Hey, Kiara, welcome. Today I'm in PJs. I'm in PJs and a little robe. I got it from my favorite store. 5 points to whoever can guess what store that is. 5 points. 5 points to you if you know which store that is. Let me invite our usual suspects who are not here yet. Oh, Amanda. And you are already here, my darling. Everywhere I go. I'm singing random songs today. Every night after I know you are here, smiling down at me. Yes, Costco, that's right. Hey, Urban Tea Room, how are you? I need me some tea. Let's do it. Oh, that's what I forgot to make. Oh, I did not make any tea today. I've been slacking on the tea front. I've really been slacking on the tea front, my friends. Somebody just give me a little like... Okay, I have invited everyone I think might be online. And who we normally have over here, and I think that's about it. Nanette, okay. Gigi, we have 50. All right, done. Hey, Rafi. Okay, shared. Now I'm gonna go back to my reading account. I've posted so many videos recently. I should stop myself from posting. I should just, but I keep posting the videos. I keep posting them. Anyway, how are you? Zanita, how are you? Are you at work right now? April, I haven't seen you this week, right? What day is today? Today's Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, yes. I was about to say I haven't seen you all week. And while that is true, technically, today is only Tuesday. So I should simmer down, shouldn't I? Simmer down now. Oh. I'm so bummed out that I can't play music at the intro. I loved it. That was one of my favorite parts of this. Singing and dancing to welcome you all in, Zanita, I'm okay. I'm okay. I can't wait to tell you all about the most random thing that happened to me today. I've always wondered what would happen, what I would do if something like this happened to me. And it did happen to me. And I'm like, what? Let's see. Hey, Ellie, or is it Eli? Welcome. Let me get some earrings up in here. Let's get some earrings up in here. And then we can get the party started. I am okay. I'm okay. I've been better, but I'm okay. Nothing wrong. Just once in a while, there's just this feeling of, let me see if I can find the right pronunciation for this word. Ennui. Yes. And ennui. Yeah, is that how it's pronounced? Let me listen to. Ennui. Oh, now you're playing sound. My headphones are just my headphones have been betraying me for the past week and a half or so. Ennui. I have this feeling of ennui that, I'm not down. I'm just tired. You know what I did yesterday after the live? It was a really good live. After the live, because we met Mr. Rochester. Hello. The enigmatic man has finally shown up 12 chapters in. So we met Mr. Rochester, and I was feeling great. I was feeling so great that I decided at 11:55 p.m. that I'm going to go for a walk. So I went and walked on a treadmill. I know I get all jazzed up for you guys. I think my husband is jealous. I think my husband is definitely very jealous because I don't dress up like this. He's like, who are these people that you're dressing up for? So I went and did a 20-minute power walk at like midnight. Then I did a 10-minute yoga stretch because my hips and my lower back were like, girl, you too old for this nonsense. So I did all of that. And then because working out gets me all excited and peppy, I ended up staying up till 2. Then I was up at like 7. So that's what you're feeling now. But guess what? Every single time I feel this way and I come on, I talk to you guys and whatever, I'm all excited and jazzed up. So it's going to pick up soon. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait. You'll be sorry, but your tears will be too light. You've seen that movie. Hey, Midwest. So I know about Sir Jeffrey, but I still don't know your name. How would you like me to call you, friend? April, I know you know the movie that song is from. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait. You'll be sorry, but your tears will be too light. Come on, Dover, move your blooming oars. That's my favorite line from the whole movie. Actually, I'm lying. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells are gonna chime. This lip stain is doing nothing. I see nothing. Do you see anything? Girls, come and kiss me. Show how much you miss me, but get me to the church on time. The rain in Spain stays mainly in the plain. I know. Oh, April. Hi, Brett. Oh, Eli. Oh, is it Ellie? Tell me how do you pronounce the name, but also hi. Welcome to the PJs and Pages. I'm in my PJs actually. Usually I am in my PJs, but today I'm in like formal PJs sponsored by Costco. No, I'm kidding. Not sponsored by Costco, but I do love that place. So we're here. So the thing that happened that I want to tell you all, you know how you often hear of a scenario where you're like, what would I do if I saw somebody who looked like they might be in trouble? Would I stop? Would I go say, something? And usually you're in your car, right? If I'm walking, yes, it's easy for me to say, okay, yeah, of course I'm going to stop and help someone who's in trouble. But I was driving this morning after dropping the kiddo off and getting my car washed. And I saw this older lady sitting on the sidewalk. And it was very interesting because she didn't look like she was sitting comfortably, but she didn't look like she was uncomfortable either. But I wasn't sure what was going on, and she wasn't making any moves. Then I drove past her, and then she stretched out her legs. I wasn't sure, like, is she okay or not okay? So I was like, what do I do? So this part was illegal. Do not rat me out about it. So I looked behind me. There were no cars coming on the road. So I just like reversed, and I was like, rolled down my windows, and I bet she was like, what the heck is going on? I was like, excuse me, are you okay? Do you need help? And she goes, yes, can you take me to the hospital? And I was like, whoa. I really thought she'd be like, nah, I'm just, chilling and catching a little bit of the breeze or whatever. She had fallen. She was going for a walk, she tripped, and she fell. And I think when she was falling, she tried to catch herself, because we human beings, we always think we should brace ourselves. If she had probably gone this way, that would have been better, but she braced herself on her hand, and she did have like she had cut her hand, but she kept whimpering and moaning, so I think she might have shattered something or gotten some kind of fracture, I don't know, but she was holding her hand. So she asked me to drive her to the hospital, and I said sure. Got in the car, and I was like, do you have your purse? Do you need to go get your purse? Is your house close by? So she gave me directions to get to her house. I drove her there, and she was like, oh, you're so nice, thank you so much, I live alone. And my heart just broke, because she has older kids, but they live in other parts of the country or maybe other parts of the state, and I just felt so bad for her. But she was like, and I was like, you know what, I don't have anything to do. I mean, I have stuff to do, but nothing pressing that I can't go drop you off. So I went and dropped her off at the emergency, and she took my phone number. I should have taken her phone number too and messaged her, but she took my name and phone number, and I hope that at some point I'll hear from her that she's doing better. But that was a very eventful morning, wasn't it? And you hear these things and you're like, what would I do in such a situation? And I'm here to tell you that I drove somebody to the hospital today. And, sometimes I'm also afraid that if I do that, you want to be safe. I was worried. I was worried. It was an old lady. Why was I worried? But the world has us all feeling a little bit of paranoia, and hey, better safe than sorry. So after I drove her and I was parked on the street waiting for her to come, I just texted my family chat, and I was like, FYI, I helped this old lady. I'm taking her to the hospital, so you know where I am, and like, here's where I am there. So I was like, yeah. I was like, because yeah, sometimes, and if it was in the middle of the night, and this is why I feel so bad about it. If it was in the middle of the night, would I have stopped? I'm not sure I would have, but I'm not going to play the woulda, shoulda, coulda game. I stopped, and I got her to the hospital, and I hope that she got the help she needed. Yeah. So anyway, can you all hear me okay? Is the sound fine? Is this level okay for you? I'm telling you, April, I was so shocked. Zanita, I was shocked. I was like, okay, you hear about these things happening, but it's not happened to me. Like, this was a textbook kind of situation. And I was like, what? So I texted the whole family. Hey, Blackenstein is here. Hi, friend. She texted me photos of her eating some yummy Ghanaian food, and I am like, okay, you see, you showed up, I just mentioned it, and now I'm hungry. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? You showed up, I just thought of the food photos, and Zai Lathan is back. Hey, Zai is, dag nabbit, I thought I had water. Oh my God, friends, please don't go anywhere. I cannot do this if I don't have any fluids at all. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I was so proud of myself. Well, I should be proud of myself. I filled this and finished it. So I've had 2 of these today, but I don't have any tea or whatever. So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't be sorry, Blackenstein. I love it. I love it. Listen, if there's a job where I can just talk about food and make people hungry, can one of you all tell me about that job? Because I think I will be phenomenal at that job, just describing the spices and the flavor and the mouth feel and how the combos work together and what goes with what. I think I could make everybody hungry. If I could do that and get paid for it, please tell me. Anyway, I'm gonna get water. Don't go. I'll be right back. I'm back. I made it back. Yay. Okay, I made it back. But I wanted to show you all very quickly. Fashion show. Wait, you can't really see me. Here we go. My head is cut off. I feel like I am a lady of a certain age in this get up. Here, check it out. I am a lady of a certain age. Oh, okay. I'm back. My favorite movie quote is, "Come on over." No, I'm kidding. It depends on the day. Hi, friends. Nisi eats. Holy cow. Listen, I already have 3 accounts on IG. I have 3 accounts on the tube. I have 3 accounts on here, although 2 of them are for knitting. And I have Twitch. I don't even know how to manage Nisi Eats. I mean, to be fair, Nisi Eats would probably get more play than all the other accounts because I do love my food. I do love a double entendre. Ooh, so thank you. I'm back. But I am back, and let's get ready, my darlings. Are you ready? Are you ready for chapter 13? Because Mr. Rochester is back, and we're going to find out all about this man and why he gives people the hearts, the vapors. Need to find that out. But let's see. Wagwan. Okay, why am I making myself hungry? God, I did eat dinner today. Like, I did. This is so weird. Oh my God. So dang weird. I did eat. I'm not, it's crazy. Okay, Food is a universal love language. It is. Oh my God. It is. And I love to cook and share the food. I love to bake. I love eating foods from different countries. It's one of my favorite things to do. I do love me some food. It's one of my favorite things to do. You're gonna catch me eating for sure. And that's why I end up having to go work out at random times of the day, because mama is eating. Mama be eating. And I don't let anybody tell me otherwise. At the end of the day, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die. Okay, was there something I was supposed to be telling you all about before we get started? Okay, I don't remember. But here's what I'm gonna tell. Here's what I'm gonna tell you all right now. If you are a Nisi Reads subscriber, and the subscribers, they pay, I don't know, is it $2.99, $3.99? I don't know what the price is per month. But subscribers get to nominate our next book. So if you are not a subscriber yet and would love to do that, you can subscribe on TikTok or on Patreon. Your subscription fees help me buy new equipment or pay for classes like the one I took today. I signed up for a prep course, an audiobook narrator prep course. So before the narrators do the reading, they narrate the book, they have to prep the book. And prepping the book means reading it, looking for nuances, looking for the emotions and interchange, and basically highlighting or clocking them so you are able to properly emote and express what the author wants to say. So okay, this person has a Welsh accent, so when you get to that character, you have to use an accent. Or when they say he grimaced, or this person said through his teeth, instead of me saying the sentence, well, I'm angry with you, I will know that it was gritting their teeth and go, I'm angry with you. Those kind of things, you would highlight them. So it was an hour and a half long webinar, and was really, really good. So your subscription payments help me pay for some of those things and pay for new equipment. I got a new interface, and I got a new headset. I'm still trying to set it up. I'm having so much trouble, but I have faith that I'll be able to figure it out. And yeah, you get to nominate the book that we're going to read, and then everyone, we just changed this rule for this starting just like a month or two ago, but everyone who participates in our community gets to vote, and that way we have a little bit more of a diverse voting pool, a larger voting pool as well. But hey, Jeff, but if you are a subscriber, I just want to remind you that if you go to the link in my bio, in any of the bios on any of the platforms, it will take you to Linktree. And the form to nominate a book is open 24/7, 365. So you don't need to wait for us to be done with Jane Eyre. If while we're reading, you're like, this classic book that's in the public domain would be a great read, please go pop on there, so that when we're getting close to the end of Jane Eyre, I can be like, okay, we're not accepting any more nominations for now. We will vote on the ones that are in there, so that the process can be a little bit faster. I know it's been slower the past few books. So that is what I wanted to tell you all. Hey, Anne, welcome. Okay, time to get ready. I'm hot. This thing is hot. Or maybe I'm just hot. Thank you, Zanita. Alrighty. Are you ready, my darlings? It is taking me back to chapter 10, but we are on chapter 13, right? Hi. Stella is available on the tube. Hi, Stella. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Okay, we finished chapter 12. Oh my God, why did it take me all the way back? Alrighty. Chapter 13. Thank you, Xyla thing. I know we are on 13. The pages decided to do a little song and dance. All right. Please grab your drinks, grab your snuggle bunnies, grab your comfort blankets, grab your crafts, get settled, get comfortable. Oh, share the live with friends and family who you think might be interested. Let's get a few more people in here. Get comfy, cozy, and let us read. Chapter 13 of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. Mr. Rochester, it seems, by the surgeon's orders, went to bed early that night, nor did he rise soon next morning. When he did come down, it was to attend to business. His agent and some of his tenants were arrived and waiting to speak with him. Adele and I had now to vacate the library. It would be in daily requisition as a reception room for callers. A fire was lit in an apartment upstairs, and there I carried our books and arranged it for the future schoolroom. I discerned in the course of the morning that Thornfield Hall was a changed place. No longer silent as a church, it echoed every hour or two to a knock at the door or a clang of the bell. Steps, too, often traversed the hall, and new voices spoke in different keys below. A rill from the outer world was flowing through it. It had a master. For my part, I liked it better. Adele was not easy to teach that day. She could not apply. She kept running to the door and looking over the banisters to see if she could get a glimpse of Mr. Rochester. Then she coined pretext to go downstairs, in order, as I shrewdly suspected, to visit the library, where I knew she was not wanted. Then, when I got a little angry and made her sit still, she continued to talk incessantly of her ami, Monsieur Edward Fairfax de Rochester, as she dubbed him. I had not before heard his praenomes, and to conjecture what presents he had brought her, for it appears he had intimated the night before that when his luggage came from Millcote, there would be found amongst it a little box in whose contents she had an interest. Oh, my darlings, there's a lot of French here. There's a lot. Hey, Edie, there is a lot of French here. Hold on, I'm going to put this in Google Translate and try to copy it. Hold on 1 second. Way too much French for me. Holy, oh my God. This is so bad. Okay. Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's so difficult. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to... Okay, I'm going to see if I can say it right after I hear what they say. Oh my gosh. This is... Okay. Et cela doit signifier qu'il y aura là-dedans un cadeau pour moi, et peut-être pour vous aussi, mademoiselle. Monsieur a parlé de vous, il me demande le nom de ma gouvernante. Et si elle n'était pas une petite personne, assez mise et un peu parler, j'ai dit quoi, ça c'est vrai, n'est-ce pas, mademoiselle? And it means, and that must mean, said she, that there will be a present in it for me, and perhaps for you too, mademoiselle. Monsieur spoke of you. He asked me the name of my governess, and whether she was not a small person, rather thin and a little pale. I said yes, For it is true, is it not, mademoiselle? Hi, Brock. Ooh, oui, baguette, croissant, oui, yeah. My God. I should have asked my mother-in-law to like record this so I can play it over and over again. I think if I'm listening to someone say it, I can fake the accent a little bit. All right, let me keep going. I and my pupil dined as usual in Mrs. Fairfax's parlor. The afternoon was wild and snowy, and we passed it in the schoolroom. At dark, I allowed Adele to put away books and work to run downstairs, for from the comparative silence below, and from the cessation of appeals to the doorbell, I conjectured that Mr. Rochester was now at liberty. Left alone, I walked to the window, but nothing was to be seen thence. Twilight and snowflakes together thickened the air and hid the very shrubs on the lawn. I let down the curtain and went back to the fireside. In the clear embers I was tracing a view, not unlike a picture I remembered to have seen of the castle of Heidelberg on the Rhine, when Mrs. Fairfax came in, breaking up by her entrance the fiery mosaic I had been piecing together, and scattering too some heavy unwelcome thoughts that were beginning to throng on my solitude. Mr. Rochester would be glad if you and your pupil would take tea with him in the drawing-room this evening, said she. He has been so much engaged all day that he could not ask to see you before. When is his tea time? I inquired. Oh, at 6 o'clock. He keeps early hours in the country. You had better change your frock now. I will go with you and fasten it. Here is a candle. Is it necessary to change my frock? Yes, you had better. I always dress for the evening when Mr. Rochester is here. This additional ceremony seemed somewhat stately. However, I repaired to my room and, with Mrs. Fairfax's aid, replaced my black stuff dress by one of black silk, the best and the only additional one I had, except one of light grey, which, in my lowered notions of the toilette, I thought too fine to be worn except on first-rate occasions. You want a brooch, said Mrs. Fairfax. I had a single little pearl ornament which Miss Temple gave me as a parting keepsake. I put it on, and then we went downstairs. Unused as I was to strangers, it was rather a trial to appear thus formally summoned in Mr. Rochester's presence. I let Mrs. Fairfax precede me into the dining-room and kept in her shade as we crossed that apartment, and, passing the arch whose curtain was now dropped, entered the elegant recess beyond. 2 wax candles stood lighted on the table, and 2 on the mantelpiece. Basking in the light and heat of a superb fire lay Pilot. Adele knelt near him. Half reclined on a couch appeared Mr. Rochester, his foot supported by the cushion. He was looking at Adele and the dog. The fire shone full on his face. I knew my traveller with his broad and jetty eyebrows, his square forehead made squarer by the horizontal sweep of his black hair. I recognized his decisive nose, more remarkable for character than beauty. His full nostrils, denoting, I thought, choler, his grim mouth, chin and jaw, yes, all 3 were very grim, and no mistake. His shape, now divested of cloak, I perceived harmonized in squareness with his physiognomy. I suppose it was a good figure in the athletic sense of the term, broad-chested and thin-flanked, though neither tall nor graceful. Mr. Rochester must have been aware of the entrance of Mrs. Fairfax and myself, but it appeared he was not in the mood to notice us, for he never lifted his head as we approached. "Here is Miss Eyre, sir," said Mrs. Fairfax in her quiet way. He bowed, still not taking his eyes from the group of the dog and the child. "Let Miss Eyre be seated," said he, and there was something in the forced stiff bow, in the impatient yet formal tone, which seemed further to express, "What the deuce is it to me whether Miss Eyre be there or not? At this moment I am not disposed to accost her." I sat down quite disembarrassed. A reception of finished politeness would probably have confused me. I could not have returned or repaid it by answering grace and elegance on my part. But harsh caprice laid me under no obligation. On the contrary, a decent quiescence under the freak of manner gave me the advantage. Besides, the eccentricity of the proceeding was piquant. I felt interested to see how he would go on. He went on as a statue would, that is, he neither spoke nor moved. Mrs. Fairfax seemed to think it necessary that someone should be amiable, and she began to talk, kindly as usual, and as usual rather trite. She condoled with him on the pressure of business he had had all day, on the annoyance it must have been to him with that painful sprain. Then she commended his patience and perseverance in going through with it. "Madame, I should like some tea," was the sole rejoinder she got. She hastened to ring the bell, and when the tray came, she proceeded to arrange the cups, spoons, etc., with assiduous celerity. I and Adele went to the table, but the master did not leave his couch. "Will you hand Mr. Rochester's cup?" said Mrs. Fairfax to me. "Adele might perhaps spill it." I did as requested. Oh. I scrolled from my own live. What happened? I scrolled away from my own live. Sorry, y'all. Okay, here I come back. I did as requested. As he took the cup from my hand, Adele, thinking the moment propitious for making a request in my favor, cried out, "N'est-ce pas, monsieur, qu'il y a un cadeau?" Oh my God, not more French. "Qu'il y a un cadeau pour Mademoiselle Eyre dans votre petit..." Okay, fine. I'm just gonna get the translation because this is not good. Okay, here we go. The translation is there not, sir, a present for Miss Eyre in your little chest? But here is what I'm hearing. "N'est-ce pas, monsieur, qu'il y a un cadeau pour Mademoiselle Eyre?" "Monsieur, qu'il y a un cadeau pour Mademoiselle Eyre dans votre petit..." Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, terrible. "Is there not, sir, a present for Miss Eyre in your little chest?" "Who talks of cadeau?" said he gruffly. "Did you expect a present, Miss Eyre? Are you fond of presents?" And he searched my face with eyes that I saw were dark, irate, and piercing. I hardly know, sir. I have little experience of them. They are generally thought pleasant things.
Generally thought. But what do you think?
I should be obliged to take time, sir, before I could give you an answer worthy of your acceptance. A present has many faces to it, has it not? And one should consider all before pronouncing an opinion as to its nature.
Miss Eyre, you are not so unsophisticated as Adele. She demands a cadeau, clamorously, the moment she sees me. You beat about the bush.
Because I have less confidence in my desserts than... No, not desserts. Because I have less confidence in my deserts than Adele has. She can prefer the claim of old acquaintance and the right, too, of custom. For she says you have always been in the habit of giving her playthings. But if I had to make out a case, I should be puzzled, since I am a stranger and have done nothing to entitle me to an acknowledgment.
Oh, don't fall back on over-modesty. I have examined Adele and find you have taken great pains with her. She is not bright. She has no talents, yet in a short time she has made much improvement.
Sir, you have now given me my cadeau. I am obliged to you. It is the meed teachers most covet, praise of their pupils' progress.
Humph, said Mr. Rochester, and he took his tea in silence.
Time out. When my best friend is upset with me, that's what she says. She goes, humph. Anyway, back to it.
Come to the fire, said the master, when the tray was taken away,
and Mrs. Fairfax had settled into a corner with her knitting, while Adele was leading me by the hand round the room, showing me the beautiful books and ornaments on the consoles and chiffoniers. We obeyed, as in duty bound. Adele wanted to take a seat on my knee, but she was ordered to amuse herself with Pilot.
You have been resident in my house 3 months?
Yes, sir.
And you came from?
From Lowood School.
Ah, a charitable concern. How long were you there?
8 years.
8 years. You must be tenacious of life. I thought half the time in such a place would have done up any constitution. No wonder you have rather the look of another world. I marveled where you had got that sort of face. When you came on me in Hay Lane last night, I thought unaccountably of fairy tales, and had half a mind to demand whether you had bewitched my horse. I am not sure yet. Who are your parents?
I have none.
Nor ever had, I suppose. Do you remember them?
No.
I thought not. And so you were waiting for your people when you sat on that stile?
For whom, sir?
For the men in green. It was a proper moonlight evening for them. Did I break through one of your rings that you spread that damned ice on the causeway?
I shook my head. The men in green all forsook England 100 years ago, said I, speaking as seriously as he had done, and not even in Hay Lane or the fields about it could you find a trace of them. I don't think either summer or harvest or winter moon will ever shine on their revels more. Mrs. Fairfax had dropped her knitting, and, with raised eyebrows, seemed wondering what sort of talk this was.
Well, resumed Mr. Rochester, if you disown parents, you must have some sort of kinsfolk, uncles and aunts.
No, none that I ever saw.
And your home?
I have none.
Where do your brothers and sisters live?
I have no brothers or sisters.
Who recommended you to come here?
I advertised,
and Mrs. Fairfax answered my advertisement. Yes, said the good lady, who now knew what ground we were upon, and I am daily thankful for the choice Providence led me to make. Miss Eyre has been an invaluable companion to me, and a kind and careful teacher to Adele. Don't trouble yourself to give her a character, returned Mr. Rochester. Eulogiums will not bias me. I shall judge for myself. She began by felling my horse. Sir, said Mrs. Fairfax, I have to thank her for this sprain. The widow looked bewildered. Miss Eyre, have you ever lived in a town? No, sir. Have you seen much society? None but the pupils and teachers of Lowood, and now the inmates of Thornfield. Have you read much? Only such books as came in my way, and they have not been numerous or very learned. You have lived the life of a nun. No doubt you are well drilled in religious forms. Brocklehurst, who I understand directs Lowood, is a parson, is he not? Yes, sir. And you girls probably worshipped him as a convent full of religiouses would worship their director. Oh, no. You are very cool. No, what? A novice not worship her priest? That sounds blasphemous. I disliked Mr. Brocklehurst, and I was not alone in the feeling. He is a harsh man, at once pompous and meddling. He cut off our hair, and for economy's sake bought us bad needles and thread, with which we could hardly sew. That was very false economy, remarked Mrs. Fairfax, who now again caught the drift of the dialogue. And was that the head and front of his offending? Demanded Mr. Rochester. He starved us when he had the sole superintendence of the provision department before the committee was appointed, and he bored us with long lectures once a week and with evening readings from books of his own inditing about sudden deaths and judgments which made us afraid to go to bed. What age were you when you went to Lowood? About 10. And you stayed there 8 years? You were now then 18? I assented. Arithmetic, you see, is useful. Without its aid, I should hardly have been able to guess your age. It is a point difficult to fix where the features and countenance are so much at variance, as in your case. And now, what did you learn at Lowood? Can you play? A little. Of course, that is the established answer. Go into the library, if you please. Excuse my tone of command. I am used to say, do this, and it is done. I cannot alter my customary habits for one new inmate. Go, then, into the library. Take a candle with you. Leave the door open. Sit down to the piano and play a tune. I departed, obeying his directions. Enough, he called out in a few minutes. You play a little. I see, like any other English schoolgirl, perhaps rather better than some, but not well. I closed the piano and returned. Mr. Rochester continued. Adele showed me some sketches this morning, which she said were yours. I don't know whether they were entirely of your doing. Probably a master aided you? No, indeed, I interjected. Ah, that pricks pride. Well, fetch me your portfolio if you can vouch for its contents being original. But don't pass your word unless you are certain. I can recognize patchwork. Then I will say nothing, and you shall judge for yourself, sir. I brought the portfolio from the library. Approach the table, said he, and I wheeled it to his couch. Adele and Mrs. Fairfax drew near to see the pictures. No crowding, said Mr. Rochester. Take the drawings from my hand as I finish with them, but don't push your faces up to mine. He deliberately scrutinized each sketch and painting. 3 he laid aside. The others, when he had examined them, he swept from him. "Take them off to the other table, Mrs. Fairfax," said he, "and look at them with Adele. You," glancing at me, "resume your seat and answer my questions. I perceive those pictures were done by one hand. Was that hand yours?" "Yes." "And when did you find time to do them?" "They have taken much time and some thought. I did them in the last 2 vacations I spent at Lowood, when I had no other occupation." "Where did you get your copies?" "Out of my head." "That head I see now on your shoulders?" "Yes, sir." "Has it other furniture of the same kind within?" "I should think it may have. I should hope better." He spread the pictures before him and again surveyed them alternately. While he is so occupied, I will tell you, reader, what they are. And first, I must premise that they are nothing wonderful. The subjects had, indeed, risen vividly on my mind. As I saw them with a spiritual eye, before I attempted to embody them, they were striking, but my hand would not second my fancy, and in each case it had wrought out but a pale portrait of the thing I had conceived. These pictures were in watercolors. The first represented clouds, low and livid, rolling over a swollen sea. All the distance was an eclipse. So too was the foreground, or rather the nearest billows, for there was no land. One gleam of light lifted into relief a half-submerged mast, on which sat a cormorant, dark and large, with wings flecked with foam. Its beak held a gold bracelet set with gems that I had touched with as brilliant tints as my palette could yield, and as glittering distinctness as my pencil could impart. Sinking below the bird and mast, a drowned corpse glanced through the green water. A fair arm was the only limb clearly visible, whence the bracelet had been washed or torn. The second picture contained for foreground only the dim peak of a hill, with grass and some leaves slanting as if by a breeze. Beyond and above spread an expanse of sky, dark blue as at twilight. Rising into the sky was a woman's shape to the bust, portrayed in tints as dusk and soft as I could combine. The dim forehead was crowned with a star. The lineaments below were seen as through the suffusion of vapor. The eyes shone dark and wild. The hair streamed shadowy, like a beamless cloud torn by storm or by electric travail. On the neck lay a pale reflection like moonlight. The same faint luster touched the train of thin clouds from which rose and bowed this vision of the evening star. The third showed the pinnacle of an iceberg piercing a polar winter sky. A muster of northern lights reared their dim lances, close serried along the horizon. Throwing these into distance rose, in the foreground, a head, a colossal head, inclined towards the iceberg and resting against it. 2 thin hands, joined under the forehead and supporting it, drew up before the lower features a sable veil. A brow quite bloodless, white as stone, and an eye hollow and fixed, blank of meaning but for the glassiness of despair, alone were visible. Above the temples, amidst wreathed turban folds of black drapery, vague in its character and consistency as cloud, gleamed a ring of white flame, gemmed with sparkles of a more lurid tinge. This pale crescent was the likeness of a kingly crown. What it diademed was the shape which shape had none. "Were you happy when you painted these pictures?" asked Mr. Rochester presently. "I was absorbed, sir. Yes, and I was happy. To paint them, in short, was to enjoy one of the keenest pleasures I have ever known." "That is not saying much. Your pleasures, by your own account, have been few, but I dare say you did exist in a kind of artist's dreamland while you blent and arranged these strange tints. Did you sit at them long each day?"
I had nothing else to do because it was the vacation, and I sat at them from morning till noon, and from noon till night. The length of the midsummer days favored my inclination to apply.
"And you felt self-satisfied with the result of your ardent labors?"
Far from it. I was tormented by the contrast between my idea and my handiwork. In each case, I had imagined something which I was quite powerless to realize.
"Not quite. You have secured the shadow of your thought, but no more probably. You had not enough of the artist's skill and science to give it full being. Yet the drawings are, for a schoolgirl, peculiar. As to the thoughts, they are elfish. These eyes in the evening star you must have seen in a dream. How could you make them look so clear, and yet not at all brilliant? For the planet above quells their rays, and what meaning is that in their solemn death? And who taught you to paint wind? There is a high gale in that sky, and on this hilltop. Where did you see Latmus? For that is Latmus. There, put the drawings away."
I had scarce tied the strings of the portfolio when, looking at his watch, he said abruptly,
"It is 9 o'clock. What are you about, Miss Eyre, to let Adele sit up so long? Take her to bed."
Adele went to kiss him before quitting the room. He endured the caress, but scarcely seemed to relish it more than pilots would have done, nor so much.
"I wish you all good night now," said he, making a movement of the hand towards the door,
in token that he was tired of our company and wished to dismiss us. Mrs. Fairfax folded up her knitting. I took my portfolio. We curtsied to him, received a frigid bow in return, and so withdrew. "You said Mr. Rochester was not strikingly peculiar, Mrs. Fairfax," I observed when I rejoined her in her room after putting Adele to bed. "Well, is he? I think so. He is very changeful and abrupt."
"True. No doubt he may appear so to a stranger, but I am so accustomed to his manner I never think of it.
And then, if he has peculiarities of temper, allowance should be made." "Why?" "Partly because it is his nature, and we can none of us help our nature, and partly because he has painful thoughts, no doubt, to harass him and make his spirits unequal." "What about?" "Family troubles, for one thing." "But he has no family." "Not now, but he has had, or at least relatives. He lost his elder brother a few years since." "His elder brother?" "Yes. The present Mr. Rochester has not been very long in possession of the property, only about 9 years. 9 years is a tolerable time. Was he so very fond of his brother as to be still inconsolable for his loss?" "Why, no, perhaps not. I believe there were some misunderstandings between them. Mr. Rowland Rochester was not quite just to Mr. Edward, and perhaps he prejudiced his father against him.
The old gentleman was fond of money and anxious to keep the family estate together. He did not like to diminish the property by division, and yet he was anxious that Mr. Edward should have wealth too, to keep up the consequence of the name. And soon after he was of age, some steps were taken that were not quite fair and made a great deal of mischief. Old Mr. Rochester and Mr. Rowland combined to bring Mr. Edward into what he considered a painful position for the sake of making his fortune. What the precise nature of that position was, I never clearly knew, but his spirit could not brook what he had to suffer in it. He is not very forgiving. He broke with his family, and now for many years he has led an unsettled kind of life. I don't think he has ever been resident at Thornfield for a fortnight together, since the death of his brother without a will left him master of the estate. And, indeed, no wonder he shuns the old place. Why should he shun it? Perhaps he thinks it gloomy. The answer was evasive. I should have liked something clearer, but Mrs. Fairfax either could not or would not give me more explicit information of the origin and nature of Mr. Rochester's trials. She averred they were a mystery to herself, and that what she knew was chiefly from conjecture. It was evident, indeed, that she wished me to drop the subject, which I did accordingly. And that was chapter 13 of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Brontë. Oh, my darlings. Hey, Carol and Erica. K May Creations. Hi. Hello. Stella made me crack up because she said she's making a request for my mother-in-law to do a pre-recording of the French parts for us. So mean. I will ask her to do the pre-recording so I can practice. I don't even know how much more French is in the book. Do you all know? How much more French is there? Oh my goodness. That French was just so bad. I was struggling, my friends. The struggle was real. Oh, thank you. Oh, Xylathan, it's my pleasure. I enjoy it. I'm actually in PJs today. I feel very fancy. But yes, thank you for joining us. It's always fun to see you all here. Oh my word. They don't even translate the French in the Jane Eyre movies. Really? Really? No way. So they just say it in French. Okay. Yeah, no. I wish I could find all the French parts, because if my mother-in-law or if anyone else could record it for me, I am a pretty good mimic. So I can't. Like, if you ask me to generate it, I cannot. French is one of the languages that I really had a very difficult time paying attention and focusing on French. So it's not my language. Give me Hindi, give me Korean. I'm there. Give me Spanish, I'm there. But French, for some reason, just could not stick, So if I could get all the sections, if someone had like a doc somewhere of all the oui, mon ami, je m'appelle Lafayette. Oh, Jane Eyre is such a beautifully written book. I love Charlotte Brontë, even if it's romantic stories. Yeah. Is that Ellie or Eli was saying that? They like that. Let me tell you. Oh, Rondra, thank you for the follow. Even if romantic stories aren't my favorite, the writing itself is just amazing. I have to say, okay. Don't Don't beat me up. Hey, Samantha Sophia, don't beat me up, but they're so wordy, right? But there is some beauty in how stark and straightforward Charlotte Brontë writes. That's what I've been getting from her writing. Like, she's very, I mean, Jane Austen parts and Chit, and I'd just be as lost. Oh, Rondra, Jane Eyre is one of your favorites. Rondra, oh no, I love learning people's names and saying it correctly. It's your name, right? It's I have to address you properly, ain't it? And I will ask if it's not correct. Please correct me. I'm training to do audiobook narration, so I need to be able to pronounce words properly. Let's see. Eli said it's kind of calming and winding and rambling, meandering. Verbose is a good word. Yeah, yeah. You used all the beautiful, beautiful words. Yuri, hi, dear. You used all the beautiful, kind of calming and winding and rambling, meandering. I love all those words. The mouth feel is beautiful. They feel so good. Just saying. But yes, what I've enjoyed so far about Jane Eyre, I have to say. And honestly, I read this book when I was, I don't know, 13, 14, 15. So it didn't have the same impact. I thought it was long and I thought it was winding. I just wanted to get to the love story because, yeah, you know, teenage girl, oh, they're in love, blah, 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 weirdness. Okay, it's pronounced either way. Okay, Ellie or Eli. Okay, no problem. So Jane is honest. Jane does not prevaricate. Jane is just straight. If you ask her what's going on, she's just going to tell you the truth. And her character has been so consistent that way, even when it's getting her into trouble. And I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she keeps that up. But it's so, not refreshing is not the word. Inspiring is not the word. But it's just very like, it hits right. It sits right. It feels right. And I am reading about this character and I'm sitting here and I'm like, I wish I could also be that forthright and straightforward. And it's not like, damn the consequences, but she's had such a hard life and you would think that she would try to prevaricate. She would try to couch the truth in something that's more comfortable, that's something that's more palatable, right? So when Rochester asked her, you know, I bet you worship Brocklehurst, and she's like, no, I just like that man. Like that man was annoying and pompous, and you know, she just went straight. She's like, yeah, he was a lie, he was cheating, he was doing this, and you can tell from the writing as well that she wasn't saying it as a gotcha, as a I'm trying to smear this man's reputation. She just said it. Hey, Carolyn, thank you for the follow. She just said it. It was very forthright. I think forthright is the word. It's not straightforward. It was just very forthright, matter of fact, not cold or clinical. She didn't like it, but it is the truth, and she just said it, you know? Oh, Ellie said, I miss life before smartphones sometimes, but I'm making excellent use of TikTok. It all happened by accident, and, you know, right now we are all stuck with each other at this I was doing a knitting tutorial on my other account. I have another account. It's called Nisi Knits. Let me post it here. And that's how I actually met quite a few of the people here. Shout out to Miss April. So I was up late one night in June or July last year. Yeah, in June or July last year. And I was like, oh, would y'all like me to read a book to you? Because it was past 10. I was demonstrating a headband. It was the same pattern, very repetitive, very boring. And I wanted to finish it. And so I was like, do you want me to read to you? And somebody said, sure. So I went on Project Gutenberg and looked for books in public domain. I found Pride and Prejudice, and that's how this started. Oh, bye, Zanita. Thank you so much. We're done with the chapter anyway, so you won't miss much. I'll see you tomorrow, Zanita. Don't worry.
I know sometimes the connection is hard for you. Oh, Yuri, darling. What? Yuri, did you see that I made another silly video for you last night with Devonte? Stella, did you see Devonte made an appearance again last night? So, but yeah, I was knitting, started reading, and it became a thing. It literally became a thing. So I was demonstrating, and every night I would get on, and I was doing too much. I actually was reading. I think I was reading 7 nights a week. Yeah, I was reading every night, and it got very difficult because not only was I reading, I started uploading the full chapters. So once we were done, mom man, I would edit the chapters. So after we would be done like this, I would stay up and edit the chapters and upload them. And while I love doing that, I still love doing them. It became very, very difficult. Anyway, George, who is, I think he's in the UK, he's not on today. George jumped onto my live a few days after I'd started, as did Donna, and they were like, George was like, oh my god, you should start a whole new account. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah, you should start a new account. So then I started Nisi Reads. I came on TikTok to knit, and instead I've started reading books. So this is, what book number is this again? Okay, I wrote it down somewhere. And I keep saying this. Let me see. I think I found it. I can find it here on my Canva. So we are on Jane Eyre right now, right? Okay, we are on Jane Eyre. So we started with Pride and Prejudice. Then we did Huckleberry Finn. Then we did Secret Garden. We did Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. And then we did Emma. We also did A Christmas Carol, which was like a mini book. And then we did The Importance of Being Earnest, which was very short. And now we're on Jane Eyre. So we've done, yeah. Hey, C, thank you for the follow. I know, Yuri, I have. And I am so terrified. I am incredibly terrified because this is very new. This is so different from everything I have done. I have a bit of background in music. I've been singing for most of my life. I've sung in church choirs a lot. I've done a little bit of theater. Like, I wasn't a theater kid, but I do love performing, singing, dancing, acting. So I've done all of those. I did a little bit of that in high school and in college. I even actually did a little bit of a radio show when I was in college. Like, it was mostly just me listening to myself play music, but I got paid for it. It was great. And so I think doing this almost gives me that kind of radio format, but I'm able to chat with you all, and it's been really nice. But getting into the world of audiobook narration is really, really terrifying. Like, I'm trying to create a booth in my closet, and the doors are still on. I need to remove the doors. Why haven't I removed the doors? Because I am afraid of what that signifies. It's like I'm actually going down this path. It's new. I am much, much older than I would have anticipated doing this. Not that I think I'm old, don't worry. I feel myself. I think I'm old. But I know I'm much older. And so losing my job last year, starting this, and, having, if I remove the doors, the booth is happening. And I'm going to have a serious conversation with my spouse and be like, this is what I want to do. But there is no guarantee. There is no assurance that this thing is going to work. And so I am scared shitless. Oh, it does feel like I'm glad to hear that. I actually didn't consider that until I just started talking to you. But yeah, usually we have like just a nice chit chat. But I am quite scared. I am quite scared too. But here's the good news. Eli. I started this in July, August or something. Just been reading these books and doing this and having the conversation and chit chat, and the community on here has been so supportive, so lovely. It's just been great. Sometimes we have 5 people, sometimes we have 20 people. One night we had like 70 people, we were all like, what the heck is going on? But most people on here are lovely,
very kind. They've been here through many books like April and Stella and Donna and Blue, Bell, all the other people here, Yuri as well. I think this is the second book or so, or third book Yuri has been. So you come in, they welcome you, we have conversations, we act a fool, we're silly, you know, it's a nice welcoming community. And so one time in November, a few narrators on TikTok, the narrators are also really, really welcoming. So when a few of them saw me, they'll come into my live, say hello, chit chat. They did something called human voices only. As I'm sure you're aware, AI is becoming pretty ubiquitous, and the use of AI for a lot of different things. My personal beef with AI is the fact that there are tasks that are repetitive that people actually hate doing. Why aren't we using AI for those tasks so human beings can dream and can be creative? This is very creative. This is a creative outlet. I enjoy doing this with you all. It's a lot of work. Like I said, today I went for the prep workshop and I was like, holy spreadsheets, because they are spreadsheets. You have to do sort of like a little mini character analysis. Okay, this is how this character behaves. This is all of that with color coding and stuff and different apps. And I'm sitting there thinking, am I too old for this? Am I too old to learn all this new stuff, right? But then AI is instead going after art. It's going after writing. It's going after narration, Audible, and all these people are now trying to get authors to use AI for their narration, which, like, for someone like me who's new to the field, it's pretty darn terrifying. But on the other hand, I don't know if I feel like even if AI can do that, AI cannot do this that I'm doing with you all, right? AI cannot do this. Yes, I'm never too old. No, I agree with you. Because I started doing this narration thing, I've been learning Streamlabs, how to stream on multiple platforms. I'm streaming on 4 platforms right now. Never would have imagined that. I've learned how to use Canva. I've learned how to use like Metricool and all these other apps to schedule videos. I've been learning how to edit videos on CapCut. Like, it's ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous, right? And so there's this initiative. It's called Human Voices Only, and I think it was started by this narrator Samantha Norbury. And so on that day, and last year it was November 22nd, we invited indie authors here on TikTok. We invited them. Yeah, no, the videos are very scary. They just, some of them are like, and my dad loves it. I can see its utility. I just know, and it's been proven over and over again that when there's a shortcut to something like this, the people who can make money off it will, so that they can cut out those who are actually doing the hard work. So it's very demoralizing. So this initiative called Human Voices Only, the call was put out. If any indie author wants narrators to read a sample of their work, they should just reach out to the narrator. So I created a Google sheet. I was still new here. I was calling myself a narrator in training, right? And I think I got 10 authors to submit their books to me. I read for all 10 authors, and I think if you go on my account, you might see them, but it's from November last year. It's going to be way down. I don't have enough users. I don't have enough followers to create a playlist, because that would have been the better way to showcase that. Where am I going with this long-winded story? One of the authors reached out to me in March, and I won't forget it because it was my son's birthday. Reached out to me in March and said, hey, you know that sample you read? I actually want to produce an audiobook for that book, and I want you to read for the character that you did. I was like, are you kidding me? And you're not gonna believe this. I told her, you know that I've never done this before, right? You know I don't know what I'm doing, right? Are you sure? Are you sure about this? I was like, are you sure of this? You know, like, I don't know anything about this. And she's like, I know. I want you. And I was like, are you sure? I think I went back and forth with her, like, and then I had to go do research. I asked various narrators, how much am I supposed to charge? What am I supposed to do? No, Yuri, I kid you not. I can show you the email. I was like, Hannah Danielle, like, you understand. You will be my first. It's probably not going to be good. I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, I want you for that character. And I'm like, started freaking out. I even came on a live and I was freaking out. And a few narrators were like, happy to help you. Miss Lanisha Edmonds, I'm gonna keep singing her praises. She's like, girl, you can do this. Just hit me up. I'm happy to help you. And she did. She spent almost 2 hours with me a few weeks ago. Gave me like a list of to-dos. And every time I jump into her live to say hello, she's like, ma'am, I'm waiting for an update. Where's your booth? Have you started learning your digital audio workstation? Have you figured out your sound treatment? Are you learning? Have you started reading the book? Have you started prepping it? Like, just keeping me, And that's exactly what she said, Yuri. Destiny favors the bold. Everybody's like, you can do it. I cannot tell you the inertia, the fear that's sitting on me right now, right? But don't you worry. I got a new interface. The interface comes with a digital audio workstation, and I just purchased a webinar series for how to use the software. I'm making progress. It is slow, but I'm making progress. Every time I start doubting myself too much, I just remember you all and your encouragement, and I was like, just do one lesson. And that's how I keep going. Just do one lesson, and I just keep doing it, because every night, I tell you, every night before I come on here, like around 9:30, 9:45, I feel very heavy. I feel very sad. I feel very tired. Why? I've been out of a job since January last year. And this is after working for the same company for almost 7 years. It feels very, your worth is not in your job, but because it forms such a big part of your daily life, of your working life, and you form so many relationships and connections with the people you work with, to be immediately wrested out of that, right? And the funny thing is, because everybody has so much they're doing, a lot of the people at the company, some of them did not even know that I was no longer there until 2 or 3 months later, where they were like, oh, I'm working on this project that I think Denise might have expertise in. They tried to reach out to me on Slack and realized I wasn't there. Then they found me on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and they were like, holy cow, I didn't even know you're no longer here, right? To be immediately separated from that, it messes with you a little bit. So normally I'm fine, and then sometimes it just hits me. And I kid you not, it almost always hits me around 9:30, 9:45 in the evening, right before I come on here. And sometimes I just want to cancel whatever, and then I come on and we just start reading the book, and I just think, hey, these people have invited me into their homes, and this is like a little evening tete-a-tete. We are enjoying and experiencing the story together, and it just feels so nice. So you all are part of this, and I'm so thankful. I always, unless I am really not well or whatever, I try to make it, because y'all are so important in this journey to me. Bambi! I am great. How are you doing, Bambi? You see, Bambi is one of the authors I met on here, on this platform. And Bambi is based across the pond. It's morning for them. I'm all right. Ellie, I'm so happy. Yeah, I think August, maybe July or August, will be 1 year. Will be my 1 year on this account, so that should be fun. I'm hoping that by then I would be done recording the book, and it'll be ready. Yuri, you're so sweet. Thank you. Bambi is getting ready for the day. Wait, school should be over now, right? School's over, because was it last week you were able to jump on? Is school over for you, for the kids? Oh, thank you, Yuri. Stop, you're making me blush. Half term? Wait a minute. 1 week, half term. Oh my goodness. Your school semesters or terms are way different from how ours is set up, I believe. Oh man, that's so confusing.
half term. Can I tell you that I miss the UK mainly because I loved being able to go to the different corner shops and buy like samosas and random snacks. I miss coronation chicken sandwiches. I also miss sticky toffee pudding. It's my favorite dessert ever. Sticky toffee pudding with a little bit of ice cream on top. I'm terrible. Summer ends in July for you. Okay. Yes, honestly, I stayed with this old lady in Crawley. Was she in Crawley? Yes, she was in Crawley. I was working for an NGO in sorry, I have a very varied history. I was doing a research internship for 1 year. I traveled to 5 different countries, and one of the stops was the UK. And I was staying down in Crawley with this old lady. Oh, they have the whole of August off. I was staying with this old lady in Crawley, and she used to make me New Jack potatoes. She'd make me New Jack potatoes with salmon. And we would watch. She had a dog and a cat, so she would have the cat on her lap and I would have the dog on my lap after dinner, and we would be sitting in recliners watching Rosemary and Thyme TV show. Was it Jacket Potatoes? Yes. You missed the UK and Ireland too. She was so fun. It was this lovely old lady. And she also loved to knit. So when I was leaving, I had just learned to knit. She learned that I had just learned to knit before I got to her place. She gave me all her yarn ends. So here I am traveling around the world, and I literally had one suitcase that was just full of yarn. I carted from country to country. I still have some of her needles. She gave me the old style super long metal needles. We were two old ladies together. Listen, we were two old ladies together. It was great. Jacket potatoes. She was really lovely. I worked with her daughter, so her daughter got me the space with her. And the funny thing was, I did not know how small the bedrooms are in those buildings. And of course, I'm traveling the world for a year, so I have like 2 big suitcases, blah, 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 blah. So I literally had to put my suitcases in one room and sleep in the other room because of how narrow. She really did. She really did. She was sweet. Nan. I don't remember her full name because we all called her Nan. We called her Nan. I don't remember. Yeah, I had so much tea, and I love tea, so that was great. That was great. I think we took a trip down to Chichester. It was very pretty. Yes, it was called Worthing. That was the town I worked in. So I worked in Worthing, but I stayed in Crawley. So every day I would either take the bus, or I think her daughter would pick me up on the way. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Bambi. Yeah. Oh, I loved it. Yeah, calling someone else's nan. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I have a story about Irish soda bread. I had never had Irish soda bread until 2019. 2019. So the company I was working for, we had a team that lived across the world, and so I was in charge of customer support operations. One of the things we did was we would have an annual training trip. So my manager and I would travel to 5 locations and would just do the same training for the team, but also give them a chance to have like face-to-face bonding time because everybody worked remotely. And one of our stops was the UK. And so one time I got to the UK and we followed the time zones, which was smart. We left California, went across, ended in the UK. So I tacked on like 3 days at the end of my vacation. And a friend of mine was on sabbatical. I met her in London. She came over to my hotel room. We flew out the next morning at like 7 a.m. to Ireland. And we flew to Dublin. And I was so sleepy. We took a, what do you call it? Yes. So we took a bus. We took a bus from the airport. We took a train from the airport to our hostel, but they wouldn't let us check until 2 because we got in so early. So we had to put our bags into like a little storage locker, and we're like, okay, it's now what, 9 or 10 a.m. What are we gonna do till 2? So we took the bus into the city, and we completely fell asleep on the bus.
We got down at Trinity College, went to see the library. It was gorgeous. I got some photos. And then there was a whiskey, like a whiskey distillery across the way, and I was like, dang it, if we had known, we would have signed up for a tour. We went and they were sold out of tours, so we kept walking and we found this lovely lunch cafe, and we had Irish soda bread and they had like these interesting potato fries and stew. And we had, my friend, I think I had Guinness, or my friend had Guinness. By the time we were done, okay, we could barely walk because we were exhausted, and now we had alcohol too. We went back to our hostel, finally got it, and slept till evening. It was a great trip. We only spent 24 hours there, but yeah, I enjoy Europe. I love Ireland. What a magical place. UK too. Do you think you'll get to go back sometime? I hope I do. I hope I do. Thank you, Stella. I hope I do. Hey, Ash. Thank you. Bambi. Bye. I hope to see you again later. Oh my goodness. Bye, Bambi. Do you think I'll get to go back sometime? I hope I do. I hope I do, because for that work trip, we went every year. So I got to go in 2018, 2019. Then we didn't go in 2020 because, of course, the pandemic. And then we didn't go again. We didn't travel again. We had remote ones until, I was going to say last year, but that was 2023. 2023, yeah. Yes, the situation in this country, like I haven't even thought of traveling, but every time it's just a little bit hairy. It's a little bit hairy, it's a little bit scary, especially us having little kids here. Makes it a little bit, no. Don't sound down. I think that having the joy, being joyful and enjoying the good things also comes with a bit of a responsibility to be aware of where things are not right and where things are not joyful, and try to do our best to ameliorate that. Like, no one is going to come fix things for us. We have to figure it out. We have to figure it out, and we have to do what is right. And I think that's what makes this story so, while it is pretty dark and it's pretty heavy, and in fact, there are some regulars who are not in the live, they're not listening to this book, and I'm going to miss them because this book is actually pretty long. I went and borrowed the library book. Hold on. I will confess that reading physical books is really hard for me nowadays, because I've been doing audiobooks for like 10 plus years now. But I went to the library and borrowed Jane Eyre, and it's hefty. It's pretty hefty, and this is chapter 12. So this is chapter 12. Let me see if I can get to where we are in 13. Okay, 13. All right. So we've only finished this much. We still have this much to go. If you want to see the comparison, we still have quite a bit to go. And so I think I'm not going to see some of my regulars for about another month because they said it's too heavy. Despite the book being so heavy, okay, let me not lie. I do tend to see the good in things. I do always tend to see the bright side of life. But I think that this book is so interesting to me right now, especially because there's so many things happening where being forthright, people are not being very forthright and very forthcoming. And so seeing this book character who is having a heck of a time, having a very difficult life, very challenging life, just being forthright and honest and straight to the point, it's actually kind of refreshing, even though the book is pretty heavy and weighty, you know. So yeah, I know, I'm very surprised. I think it's because I'm just gabbing away. Thank you, Brock. Thank you, all of you. Yeah, so
Anyway, I'm supposed to be finishing a hat. I'm test knitting a hat for another designer. But let me go, and thank you all so much. This was a great conversation. And come back tomorrow. We'll have some more. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so we still have 2 nights of the book and of chit chatting. So I look forward to seeing you all. Bring some friends, get settled, get comfy. If you have any ideas or suggestions or recommendations for more things we can do, feel free to send me a DM on TikTok, IG, wherever, and I will respond. Yeah, have a lovely night. Yes, I enjoyed the conversation too. Thank you all so much, honestly. I don't even know how we ended up there, but I hope it was great for you, and sleep well. And if you're starting your day, have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, Stella. Bye, Yuri. Bye, Brock. Bye, Ellie. Bye, Zylathan. Bye, Donna. Bye, April. Zanita already left, right? I think Blue. Blue. Bye, Blue. Bye, Yuri. Bye, Belle. I knew you were there, Blue. Bye, friend. Thank you so much. Thank you all for showing up and hanging out. It's always lovely to see you all. Yeah. Bye, Stella.